My dear brothers, for everything and everyone in this life, when you know something that is pious, someone is good, someone has a hand in the community, someone has ability of doing something, or something is great, valuable, you will take care of it and you will look after it and you be careful of it. And more is valuable for you, is more that you take care of it and more you hold upon it. And likewise, we're coming towards Shahr Ramadan, the month of Ramadan. And in this month, there are many things we need to be aware of about this month, so that we hold upon this month and we be great in this month, and also we work hard toward it. So by knowing the value of this month, it gives us the outcome of that we be great believer. The first of all of this month is the month of Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. Indeed, this is the month that the Quran has came down to it. Which means what? That we must try utmost best in this month, read the Quran as much as possible. Imam Shafi'i used to read the Quran 60 times, 60, so you don't make a mistake. 60 times he read the Quran in the month of Ramadan. Somebody may say, this is impossible. No, it's not impossible. We are the people of this topic, this specialized in this. We know if you deal with the Quran every day, read, then it becomes something normal for you. Like you spell your name, you know how to spell your name very quickly. Likewise, you read Quran very quickly. So when they said Imam Shafi'i, Muzani and others, Buyuti, and then they said that Imam Shafi'i read 60 times in the Quran in the month of Ramadan, is not impossible. It is possible. It is possible with no doubt about it. So that's why we should and we must read the Quran every day. And Imam Shafi'i, out of Ramadan, he used to read every month Quran as well 30 times. 30 times, and in Ramadan 60 times. This month is a month of, another thing about this month, the value of this month is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made the fasting duty on this month. This month of Ramadan is month of fasting. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam. Or the people, the fasting has been written upon you, means it is duty upon you to fast. Means don't play around. Don't say I work in a car wash. Don't say I work in a kebab shop. Don't say I have this, I have that, I have to wake up early, I can't fast, it's difficult. No, you have to fast whatever it is. If in the middle of the day you cannot fast, then you have to ask an Islamic scholar and take permission and do so on. Don't just jump and do things without taking permission from the scholars. First of all, you have to fast. You work in a car wash, it's difficult. No, that's no excuse. You work in there, you have to have a proper excuse to not fast in month of Ramadan. Month of Ramadan is the month of fasting. The another value of this month is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives all our sin. Forgives our sin. That the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, As-salawatul khams wal jum'atu wal jum'a ila al-jum'ati wal ramadanu ila ramadan mukaffiratun lima baynahunna. Indeed, Ramadan to Ramadan, it is the mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you because of it. Means if you lived in last Ramadan, you live in this Ramadan inshallah ta'ala, and any minor sins that you have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you. Not major sin. You don't go around do major sins and minor sins, say no, Allah will forgive me. Ramadan is coming, let's do more sin. No. Ramadan is coming, it doesn't mean that you do more sin. The sins that you didn't mean to do it, the sins that you didn't do in purpose, those sins Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you, as long as it's not major sins. It is amongst the minor sins. As well as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, in another value of this month is that we will be free from the hellfire. Now the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Ya baghil khairi aqbil, wa ya baghil sharri aqsir. That the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, whom they want the good in this month, then aqbil, come toward it. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you, to give you. And maybe you have a problem, maybe you have a job, you don't need a job, maybe you're in a debt. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you for all of that. وَيَا بَاغِ الشَّرِّ أَقْصِرْ. And whomever does not want the mercy of Allah, the blessing of Allah, then don't ask. So it means that in this month we have to try as much as possible to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another value of this month is what? Is the month of dua. It's the month of dua that we should always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make a lots of dua in this month. That the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, ثلاثة لا ترد دعوتهم الصائم حتى يفطر والإمام العادل ودعوة المظلوم. Three type of people, if they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their dua is accepted inshallah ta'ala. One of them is who? Is the one who is fasting until he breaks his fast. His dua will be accepted when you are fasting. So make sure before you break your fast, you make as much as possible of dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and don't be lazy. Don't say, no, I cannot do so, it's difficult, I'm tired. No, make dua as much as possible in this month. The another thing is that in this month that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned is that this month has Laylatul Qadr. This month, the month of Ramadan, has Laylatul Qadr. That we must try utmost best to work hard, especially the last 10 days, to achieve the Laylatul Qadr. Try utmost best to do Laylatul Qadr as much as possible, because it's a great night that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put money rewards for the Muslims. And I don't think it's going to be impossible that you make even the odd days, even not if the odd days, that you could try at most best, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Laylatul Qadri khayrun min alfi shahr. Indeed, the Laylatul Qadr, this night, the reward of this night, the ajr that you get in this night from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more rewardable than the one alif shahr, 1,000 months. Means if you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do one thing for 1 month, 100,000 months, then you do it in one night, then you get the same reward as both of them. So that's why that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, إن هذا الشهر قد حضركم وفيه ليلة خير من ألف شهر من حرمها فقد حرم الخير كله ولا يحرم خيرها إلا المحروم. Indeed, it says this month has the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says this month has a night. This month has a night is rewarded to 1,000 months, that we should almost best try to achieve it. And whomever made himself forbidden to get the reward, then he will be forbidden. And whomever wants to get it, then he wants to get it, and he will get it. Which means what? Means that in this month, in this night, we must try, do as much as possible and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by all means. The another thing in this month that tells us the value, the greatness of this month is what? Is that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Ibn Abbas says, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أجود الناس بالخير وكان أجود ما يكون في شهر رمضان. That Ibn Abbas says that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was a great example to do khair, to do good. And in the month of Ramadan, he was more greater example than any other months. And what does it exactly means that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a great example in month of Ramadan? What does it trying to say to us, Ibn Abbas? It means that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made all the means to achieve all the rewards in this month. By what? By ibadah, by worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more and more, by the i'tikaf, by the adhkar, the zikr, after all the times, the salawat and so on and so on. Don't say, I will get thirsty, I can't do 1,000 salawat on the Prophet because I get thirsty, my throat gets thirsty. I can't do zikr because I get thirsty, I need water. I can't do this because I get tired. I can't do this because I cannot. No. Do as much as possible in this month, because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did the best out of the best of this month, as well as the donations and other things that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did and was doing in this month. So that's why this month is a valuable month that we must try, do as much as possible, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by all means as much as possible. That worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.